we bringing it in. That's Fat Boy old engine from that truck. All right, updates. We pulled the engine back out. I did some brake lines, but I kind of didn't like them. So probably I'm gonna have to redo this one right here. That goes under. We had to cut the center because the fittings on the transmission pan for the drain for the turbos were hitting the cross member, so we had to cut out the center. And Freddie's gonna redo a center for us. And there's Chente ordered like a whole grip of parts for this car, so it's gonna take us from, let's say, 10% on the car to like 50 to 60% on the car. The frame is 90% completed. It can go. I'm gonna see if the painter wants it, so we can assemble the cab and everything out there, so he can panel line, fix all the gaps, and then I'll just worry about wiring it when it comes back, and then it can go back for it to be color, sand, and buff. But yeah, so that's the updates. We put hangers on it already. It's been stupid weather in California. It's been hot, it's been cold, and now it looks like it wants to rain. But yeah, I just gotta do the 90s going that way. We moved it forward, everything, and I put the hangers. You can see one hanger there with rubber boots. It's hanging on his own hangers now. These are for the bed. The bed floor is here. Yeah, I'm gonna see if he wants it, so we can take it. 90%, well, 50%. We're gonna take it to 50%, but once Freddie's done with the K member, so we can put the engine back in there, set it up, set it and forget it. We're gonna lock in the engine, order the dry shaft. It's gonna have the same dry shaft as this one. It's rated for 1500 horses. All billet. And the new project, it's not a project, it's the father-in-law's truck. You can say my wife, dad's truck. If you never seen one of these, it's I want to say 1952, 53, 54 Dodge D100. It's a Dodge short bed pickup truck. It has the same bed as these what you call those, the step size beds. Is on a S10 chassis, and they put a code 504 kit on it. 504 went out of business, I want to say, in during COVID, so it's nothing. They can't grab shit from them no more. They put so much money into it. I didn't build it. They put so much. I think it was a father and son project with my brother-in-law, and shit went south. But he so much money into it that he either gonna part it out or sell it, and he's upside down on it. So it's here for me to try to save it so he can keep it, but I don't know, and I don't want to get involved into family shit that doesn't pertain to me. But first thing, we're gonna move the engine forward. They cut into the firewall so deep that if you see the steering, they moved it over. And the pedals, you see the gas pedal and you see the brake pedal, but your seat goes right here. So when you press your let's say this, your knee goes here and your feet goes here, and it's very, very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Okay. Other than that, we're gonna move that. We're gonna move that box. That's the box they made for it. we're gonna remove the box. We're gonna see under the dash how much clearance do we have, so we can start cleaning all that stuff out. I gotta rip out the carpet. We're gonna move the engine forward as much as possible. I want at least, that's the back head. That head sticks in further than this head because you know the V8. So I want at least probably 2 fingers in there, but I'm gonna cut as much here, and straight down. Oh, I'm not even recording. Straight down and put a whole new wall on it. It's gonna be one sheet unless we cut it all of it and just put the whole new sheet on it, and then just make the dimple, the cavity for it. But I have to do the same, almost the same thing as that to this one. So I'm trying to do that today, is pull the engine, change the pan on it because it has an F-body pan on it. See the F-body pan? Oh, she's not even recording. Has an F-body pan. And we got the 302, I believe, for it. So we're going to see how much as I can possibly move the engine without cutting the crossrunner, because they did notch it. But we're going to see. And then go from there. The thing is, the cab has to go there because that's where they already, everything is measured. They put the kit, the 504 kit, where it's supposed to be. See the 504 kit, but they put the kit where it's supposed to be. The cab cannot be moved forward or back from there, because if you move it, the wheel arches doesn't match the wheels. This one, what they should have done, it was supposed to stretch. I would have stretched. No, you can't even stretch it because still it doesn't line up with the wheel welds. Yeah, we're gonna see what can we do. It has QA1 lowers and QA1 coilovers. Got QA1 shocks in the rear, but these are Speedway control arms. These are very dangerous because they will snap from the welds. Don't use those. Those are for circle track racing, and they're only meant for circle track racing. So don't use those shits. I know they cheap in price, but don't use those shits in a daily driving situation. You can see the difference from that. And let me show you. These are CCP tops. Everything is UMI, but this is CCP. You see the difference? The cross brace, the whole different on the shaft, the pivot shaft, just the beefiness on it. So I would rather run CCP over the Speedway Circle Track, and I will run UMI, that it has full UMI, UMI sticker right there, over CCP. So we're gonna work on this one today. Try to do the engine and stuff today. So Freddie, if it doesn't rain, so Freddie can come tomorrow, do the frame on that and the frame on this. If I have to notch the frame, like all this in the front has to go. That's what holding the front in. But I'm gonna make some bushing type of deal, like a core support, actual core support, because it doesn't have a core support. So I'm gonna make a core support type of deal for it to hold the radiator and hold the front of the clip. And I gotta drop that radiator. This radiator has to drop. God damn, I'm not even recording. It has to drop down, further down. And it has to tuck inside the front. It's gonna go down and tucked. The thing is, by me moving the engine, there's no more room. The radiator is right about here. There's no room. So I have to do that. We're gonna try to fix the steering. What else? There's a lot of booger welds. I'm not a welder, so but there's a lot of booger welds all over. So I'm just gonna grind them down a little bit and have Freddie do like a little legit welds on them, and that's about it. So this has to be run, drive, brake under his own power. That's it. That's my job. From there on, it goes back home, and they're gonna do whatever they have to do to it to complete it. But that's my job. Yeah, so let's get to the engine. We're gonna swap out the oil pan, and let's see what we find. Cause it's supposed to be a built motor, but let's see what we find in there. Later on, but I'm gonna try to do it in sections. Cause if you see the brake lines, we're gonna put all brand new brake lines. We're gonna try to save some of the fuel lines, but right there you can see the fuel right there. If that diff goes up, it's gonna break those fittings, and the fuel gonna be sloshing that way. This diff is pointing up, so we have a lot of stuff to do. A lot of stuff to do. I think I already had to relocate the shocks too, because you can see, god damn, it's not recording. You can see right there with the bed on, that's how much travel it had. It had that much where you can say rust, but it's dirt. Is that right there? That's how much travel it had. It was gonna bottom out the shock no matter what. Those shocks are too long for this. So I have to relocate the shocks. Do that. What else? The fuel. We got to redo the fuel. Because this is a carb sending unit. God damn, it's not recording again. Carb sending unit. That's the fuel level. The filler, but the filler goes here. This is where this is supposed to go here. It's either buy the right sending unit for fuel injection, or put like a sump on it. But I don't even know if it has fuel, so that's why we're gonna open this up, check for fuel, start disconnecting lines and all that stuff. Start disconnecting lines going this way, and we're gonna leave it without lines and stuff like that. It has all new American Auto wire for it, and we're gonna leave that to the last, because this is the universal 22 circuit one, so it's a lot of wiring, so we're gonna leave that for last. But we're gonna go step by step. Like, first we're gonna set up the engine, because that's the most complicated thing, and that's what I need Freddie to do, is set up the front. Once I tell him it's okay, burn it in, that's where we end up at. And I'm sorry, because the goddamn is always facing up instead of facing where my hand is at. But it has a new case. The case is right here, and for some reason it's pushing my phone up. Probably the weight. Probably if I hold it this way. No. If I hold it like this, better, huh? Yeah, better. Okay. I don't even know if it's gonna be upside down when I edit it. Okay, but let's get started, because I don't know about this weather. All right, we're bringing it back. Engine's out. I didn't film because I'm by myself. I forgot to tell you guys, I'm by myself. Luna, it's just me and Luna. Danny took off with my dad, so just me, because Luna's somewhere around playing. But pan's on, engine's out. OF body, you can see how wide this is compared to the little stubby. And then I believe that's the 301. The 302, I believe it's flat. You can see the round curve right here. So I believe this is the 301 because the 302, it's flat. The flat one, you need it to clear the steering linkages. But like this is gonna be all custom, so I didn't care, and I didn't want to take off. I didn't want to cut the windage tray because I knew I already had the F body one, so that one fits the windage tray. The other one, you have to cut it to like around here, so you lose the windage tray. Other than that, we're gonna try it on the truck, and then me and Luna's gonna take a lunch break. So let me try it, and then I'll bring it back. I'm gonna try it without the motor mounts. Oh, I should put the motor mount. Let me try it without the motor mounts. All right, we're bringing it back. I like what I see. It's perfect notch on the frame. I don't have to notch it no more because we already passed. See? But bringing it close, we can move the engine further back because I want this right at the edge, and it won't need the little tunnel in there because I thought I needed a tunnel to to get to the back of the cross member and everything. The only thing you're gonna need is a transmission tunnel. But yeah, it's perfect clearance over here. Remember, I still gotta further move it back. I'm gonna test out the the motor mount. It has the transmission mount in there, but that one moves forward and back, so it slides. So I'm gonna slide it all the way forward, and then I'm gonna mess with the engine some more until I get like at least two. I want 2 fingers of clearance here, because remember the engine has to be tilted backwards. So I want at least 2 to 3 fingers of clearance from this head, and then we have to measure side to side and do a lot of the measuring and shit, and so we can tack the motor mounts to the frame and have Freddy burn all of that. Let me just check clearance for the steering linkage, because right now it's the belly of the pan is sitting on the frame, so we're not gonna leave it sitting on the frame. So I still gotta bring it up some, so it's gonna have some clearance in there, but I want to see if it has enough clearance for the steering to go lock to lock. On the power steering, again, this engine is right now is tilted forward, so it has to be tilted rear to the back. So I'm looking at the power steering, and we do look like we're gonna have the clearance that I need, where it doesn't hit nothing. It's just lines have to be done going forward and then going up. And that's about it. But I like what I see. All right, lunch break. All right, we're bringing it back. All right, that's the furthest forward I can move that engine forward. Trans back on. Everything's loose under the trans, but it's holding on by the cross member. It's just not secure, no way or form. I still gotta go under there and make sure she's straight, not to one side, but she's straight. And then I start bolting on the trans cross member, making sure it's not gonna move no more for the trans. All right, but these are the headers they're gonna run. That's the closest I can move it forward. We didn't clear the firewall, because remember that head is further back in there. So we didn't clear, but it was better than before. Before, this was on that line right there. So that here was touching here. So this is the bottom floor of the truck. It was touching this, and now it moved all that. So now I can leave the floor there and bring it, and let's use that as a reference right there, and bring it straight up like that to this corner, and then just put the whole new wall, and it will lose that box. So let's go look inside. So we can't see because it's all red, but let's see from the steering, how far does that floor, I want to say the floor is in that point right there. It's not going to be in this point. I want to say the floor is that point. So that pedal is going to go all the way back that way, and this pedal I have to move it this, like around somewhere here, around here. I have to move that pedal, but that pedal's gonna go further back, so that the clearance that we needed for the throttle pedal. Now we just gotta move the brake pedal, but that's gonna be later because I gotta do a lot of, once the engine is set up, then we move on to that pedal, because that pedal is down there. You can see the brake booster is there. So I gotta see what exactly I have to do. All right, but yeah, it looks like it's touching, but it's not. You can see I can turn and it doesn't hit. That's the closest I can get to it. On this side, it's perfect. It's perfect. Because the control arm, you can see, it looked like the factory exhaust was going through here. Right here in this dipped. So it's perfect. It lined up perfect. So right now they don't have gaskets, and I don't have the bolts for the header bolts, and it doesn't have a collector. So I'm gonna see how much is the collector, if it's cheap to get the collector, then just getting the header with the collector again, because those headers were from another car. That's when they leave parts. I collect parts and shit and use them for another car. I don't charge them, but they work for another car. That's when I get in the jam, instead of fucking ordering sets after sets of headers. You got some, boom, these work. You can have them. We're just gonna have to fix, like Mickey Mouse, like they just plug those, they plug that one. It just welds and shit. They plugged it, so we gonna fix it. The power steering, perfect. Nothing's gonna get jammed there. The pan, like I said, it was hitting on the belly, but now it's lifted. I can get you a good shot. Oh, there it goes. But now it's lifted, and those tie rods are not gonna hit the pan. Those tie rods are the ones that hit the belly of this pan. That's why you get the flat one, and it's for the steering. This frame looked like they cut it. It looks like they cut this frame where they wanted to fit the front clip. So I have to see some other shit, because I think these are for the core support. I don't know what these are for, but if I can use them, cut them there and bring them over here and make a core support, that will be the bushing. That will hold the bushing for the clip, instead of using those ones they made. See how they made, and it has a bolt right there. Alright, other than that, I started janking shit off, like the brake lines and all that stuff. Okay, I had a brake line running this way. There's a brake line right there. There's another brake line. Looks like fuel hose, but it's the booster. It goes to the booster. You see, like this brake line is just that way. There was another one, so I say it was going that way. The fucking tank is full of fuel. I was looking at it, and it's a Tank Inc. tanks. It's a tank from Tank Inc. So I'm gonna see if they sell the sender for fuel injection. They have to. And this goes there, and that goes over here. And that's the float. Alright, this is going to be the end of the video because I'm starting to get loose boogers because it's starting to get cold. I told you it was weird weather out here. And now it's cold. In the morning it was kind of cold, then the sun came out, then it got cold again. Stupid ass weather. But that's be the end of this. All I have to do here is tack, but I'm hoping it doesn't rain so Freddie can be here tomorrow and he can fully weld those mounts in. Oh, I didn't show you the mounts, but that's the mounts I use on everything. These are Amazon. They're like 60 something bucks, and you can get them for like 80 something bucks, but they powder coated. But I knew I was on weld on them, so I got them raw, and I just gonna spray paint them and shit. Everything is there, you know. So I got them raw, and they're like 60 bucks. It give you the frame mount, the engine mount, but the engine mount has a slide, built-in slide, and it's for Chevy. It looks like an old Chevy clamshell, but with a like I want to say like a 2-inch rubber bushing in it. I use them on everything that car's running them. All the Durgens, all the cars that I built runs those mounts. Even the trucks, they run those mounts. Oh, here it gets a better view of it. Right there, you can see the slider part on top. I just put them in reverse because this one is the passenger side. That one's up on the driver's side, but I put them in reverse. I put them. That's yeah, put them in reverse because that's the driver's side, and this is the passenger side, so they can slide back. Because if you put them in the other way, it slides forward, I believe. Other than that, we're looking okay. So right now, I'm just going to clean up all the tools because it looked like it's going to rain and I got to cover this engine. Start picking up tools, and I hope tomorrow it doesn't rain. I hope it rains tonight, but not tomorrow. See you on the next video. The next video should be somewhere on the fuel system, or probably this stuff because I need to finish this stuff in order to go that way. All right.